Welcome, everyone, back to our friendly confines. Happy summer to everyone. Please make sure your cell phones are mute. Do we have anyone in Hollywood Squares today, Gina? No one in Hollywood Squares? Okay. Very good. The other thing that we've noticed is these are public meetings, they're all recorded. And sometimes some of the chatter gets picked up. We hear all your vacation plans, who you like, who you don't like, what your bosses, complaints about your bosses. So we get to hear that. So try to keep it down, some of the chatter. Okay, so we'll quickly get started. Let's start with roll call.
I am Ann Taylor.
Kristen Ledger, Commissioner.
Marion Guanti, Commissioner.
Angelo DeFazio, Commissioner.
Richard Cartwright, Commissioner.
Debbie Chisholm, Commissioner.
Gina Samples, Board Administrator.
Let's start with new pharmacy applications, Community Health Center, DBMCHC Pharmacy, New London. On into the gauntlet, and that's. I want. The thing I'm gonna. Once you get in the center. Just ready to have a commissioner on each side. You raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Will there be any point of sale system or cash register or laptop with patient information that's going to sit outside of the licensed pharmacy area?
No.
And will there be any sterile or non-sterile compounding done at the pharmacy?
Sterile.
Non-sterile compounding?
Sterile.
Yeah, no contact, sorry.
No compounding. Very good. And you attest that you'll follow all local and state zoning codes. Have a seat.
What's this area? Yeah. Oh, no, she has.
This is not part of it. It's not part of the.
But it isn't part of the physical.
Physical.
Okay. Please have to be careful. On this information, it, oh, this sounds. Yeah.
I know this industrial.
I like the yellow.
What's in here? It's a door. Door for constant information.
So it's, you know, so.
So, yeah, so this is the way to try
Tried to get.
So this is.
Playing guitars. Or anything that requires a.
Pharmacy's closed.
Places. They're playing different country.
Yeah. What happens when the is closed? These are back to the empty.
Shutters.
Okay, this is all shuttered. Someone could potentially come in here and sit here and sit out there. Closed. There's no access.
Makes sense. Shutter. The consultation window has a door.
That's right.
Good to see you, baby. I just came back.
Literally just now.
Okay. And I'm gonna see if there's any confusion.
How was your trip to New London?
Oh, good. I just came back from active duty.
Oh. God bless you.
If I ran and got injured, trying to come back, surgeries.
Thank you. Theo, for your service. Grade A market of South Danbury. South. Danbury doesn't have a South. South Danbury. Grew up in Danbury. He did. Danbury High School had her. He's ready to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, some people.
Yes,
For the record, state your name, please.
Eric Lopez.
And will there be a point of sale system, register or laptop that's going to sit outside the licensed pharmacy area?
I have to.
Will there be sterile and non-sterile compounding?
think I'll-
Where to follow, I'll vote for it.
Yes.
Didn't grade A start at Stanford?
I think so. I've been with the company like 3 years.
Okay, I remember the original, I think it was Stanford.
Getting closer to.
Well, I don't know. It goes back a long time. It's a Gary family, so I think everybody was grade A and then they merged.
I was like.
Grade A, the LLC. Need a sharp rated label. On your label. Encryption label says sharp rated.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
correct? The grade A version. So it's a listen.
Is one thing, what is, officially, so you have to go to the town. And then you come back and get you at a later time.
That's on their label. Sharp rated label.
In the. Yeah, you gotta go to very good.
The technicality is. Big deal.
It'll come back. I'm gonna order you. Let's say, we don't have a deed. You wanna make sure you have that.
That's living entrance is over here,
Oh, I don't.
right here.
That name.
Sales system, counter for the technicians, this workstation and counter here. The bathroom outside of the pharmacy. There's a wall right here. Going to be rolling up to the ceiling. It's going to be some windows towards the top. On the stuff that it's facing counter. There's going to be shelving in front, 15 inches high. Sale right there. And then entrance to the pharmacy. Locking door is going to be this Dutch door right here. Your door. Yeah. I think. To the pharmacy. To the pharmacy, section is going to be. The vaccine room.
These are bad times.
You have to wait till the vaccine's done. Or they excuse them. Usually get phone call. It's just in the middle of it.
Doesn't change anything that's happening here. I'm just thinking. You know, think about someone taking their shirt off, needing to get out. That can be. Just bring that to north.
It is an issue we deal with most of our reports. Fortunately, our screen stickies, so if we were to make a second entrance, I just don't know. If you look at the.
Do a lot of vaccines. Just make some cure.
Also don't do small vaccines. Yeah, no, it's definitely.
And then the latest one, you know.
I do some side features. You know, this close.
Like almost like a green bread kind of elementary.
Maybe the difference is that elaborate.
Sorry about that. Sorry. DUI.
Open, close.
So that's gonna be like a.
When being used, that was. Yeah, just maybe some signage outside there.
Can you?
And use, someone covers it, like the door.
Right in. Shirt off, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's just more.
Suggestion.
Yeah.
That's in fact your license to work.
Is in the bond, is in the back
Speed things up, I'm gonna call some remodels, let's see, we'll have a couple other here, step down.
counter, a full-size fridge. There's gonna be mini, smaller fridge over here, so that'll be the will call.
We can.
We'll do CVS.
This one is there.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Chris, that's, Chris here.
There's gonna be
Bring both
a freezer
up.
there as well, so there's gonna be an above counter separate freezer.
CVS Pharmacy 124, CVS Pharmacy 69.
The vaccines come.
Raise your right hand. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth.
It's like next spike was one.
And your remodel. Pharmacy system, point of sale system is going to sit outside the licensed pharmacy area. You will need a sterile.
A ton of volume then.
That's true.
Right now, my current location, I got nothing in it.
Absolutely.
Good stuff.
Yeah, that's usually. Yeah, within a year.
That's not.
Are they both of them?
Take from there. And that's just.
It's all good. It's not, that's true.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
It's interesting. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Just suggested that. You want to
That's fine. I just choose it.
Let's move on to pharmacy relocations. St. Francis RX #1. On up, Chris. I'm sorry, Chen. How do you say it? Is it Chen? You can join him if you want, Aria.
It's just gonna stay sharp right here.
Right hand, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Dan already.
A record stage for you. Point of sale system, a computer system, a laptop. It's going to sit outside the licensed pharmacy area. All going to be sterile and non-sterile. You test that you'll follow all local protocol.
I will.
For the record, very good. That's the regional manager for pharmacy. Chen's the pharmacy manager. Are currently policy.
The issue is that it doesn't seem to say more than. One percent shopper. Say.
Okay, that one.
Her bank.
You can tell from right here.
Okay, and those see through.
At least it's something.
Yeah.
There's like a. And then the reputation.
Yeah.
Mandatory, but there is. Structure.
Okay, and that's like, that's.
Patient progress.
Okay, and this is a brand new,
Something.
okay.
Like, they don't have like the, just barging into that.
Store in that. This is here.
Stockton.
And no storage of.
Walk through these.
Product.
Right.
Okay.
It's something.
Bridges.
Then the last one.
Okay, so no, she's more than the same.
No, no. You can express the same what I'm trying to say. And home facilities are going to be hospital. Station.
Okay, so that's, I'm trying to orient, so I understand that, yeah. Here.
So just the back of this.
Yes, I did see that one. Okay.
I'm not flip it over, so. This. It's like a smaller.
Okay, so similarly increase.
Yeah.
Piece like.
We didn't have this.
Oh, that was my little chief.
So the original thing,
Stand up and.
it's just your brochure.
Yeah, so these are the new
Right.
ones. Yeah.
But I need.
Oh, I can get those. That was just our copy. Okay, now.
This one. And there has been.
What do you like at this?
I also don't like having to get serious.
No, that's fine.
But do you have a question about this temporary space? Good. Also gonna do the.
Whatever you wish. Yeah, no, this. Have those measurements.
About right now.
It's not even 100 version.
Jan is here and we are now remodel St. Francis.
You sent it.
That's the original location, 100.
Okay, and then.
Sure.
So that's not. Yes.
We'll have a lot.
Yeah, but each packet.
Sure, there's tons of them.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, this original here?
Especially kind of like spread out.
This is the remodel right here. This is the original and this is.
I can actually see the list, but I mean,
This
some
is
of
just the
it is.
The original space.
The original.
This is.
I was just told that we should.
Like Fonzie, as we got accounting.
Well, it's just the remodel space. Yeah, so the original property is just half of it essentially. So it's the same exact area.
Like
It's just.
So you have to like, so like, I have no idea what that.
Where you added the. So, I mean, you can draw it, especially.
Yeah, so it's like right after.
Well, stop it here.
Like. This.
So we are knocking down.
Insurance, let that out.
She's gonna figure out.
You can definitely pull it.
If you can.
That's why the.
Try it out for a minute. You want to send us Gina?
Yeah, but he have to have some.
So we need one.
Send them for doctors.
It doesn't have to be.
I have the full, we even had it like scanned and everything.
Or is,
Because this is a big one, right?
yeah, let's see. They can put the text and say anyone else. Listen,
Not entirely sure. I think that's. Yeah.
I think it's in.
We don't use that term. I get it, so. Yeah.
I'm doing a little bit. Doesn't have time right now. I'm sure he will. That's what I tell him. That's fine.
Now, they take what city? Yeah, gotcha.
You in city?
Yeah.
That's square footage line.
Yes, he said talk like a 3D rendition.
Three, no, it
takes
I have a, like,
And
we drew it down.
construction.
hold it a bit.
Yeah. It's gonna be the new pharmacy.
And then when, you know, we got.
Still got it.
No, that was part of the plan that was already approved.
I would.
Daryl, but
Yeah, you're coming back because now you're.
vaccine.
Same thing.
He's drawing it out now. This is
Yeah, just the vaccine.
hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll send.
All have their own specialty. So.
Have the low
Right here.
The red is just showing
For the tell the truth, the whole truth, and
they're like the
something.
essentially like that's the prescription treatment that is behind. I wanted to just highlight that.
We just, it's just.
So be non-sterile or sterile compound. Yes. good.
Daryl, yeah.
It's not for this room. And you test your follow along.
The idea is to.
State, so, yes.
Thank you. Good, how are you? This is. Area of drawing.
That was for the non-hazardous.
Oh, that is gonna be.
You're not gonna do restaurant, yeah. Okay, so the intention of coming back. is just to have the-
Just for the vaccine, yeah, the funding spaces was.
That was already. Okay.
Yeah. We got assigned that.
That's pretty.
And where will the?
It's gonna be.
Big festivals.
Be right there. It's gonna be.
Think about that.
With the chair and then.
Thank you. What you can put across that. It's all like see.
Of his behind, like he's out of control.
Just this, oh, this is the retail. I'm sorry. Okay. So no storage of that.
There will be no storage of the drone vaccine room. The vaccine print is located right here. That's right. And then also the sharps.
License. Higher base, right? Have grab fines.
You're gonna.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just going to ask, like, you
Just like.
time to like, tell.
This is.
Happening and then they keep it closed and locked after.
Alright, so that's what you get.
Exactly.
Okay. I understand.
Okay, I'm getting a license obviously, so you there, if log in, it's already.
Okay, all right, thank you. Yeah.
Outside the hallway.
So make sure that the situation where a technician gets it out, pharmacist and the technician.
He's not here. Oh, no, yes, he is. They walked in, Greg, and I didn't see you. Come on. You're next.
The pharmacist has to have a scan card for anybody.
Just a question, just. No, I was here.
Yeah, so you're gonna send me.
Okay. And then-
I only say that for some reason, when the photo is no longer and someone else comes in.
Right, but you have,
Oh, it's presented clear. So. Bring that back.
we didn't have anything there.
No.
Right answer. Oh, it's there. Where it's not true, don't hint to nothing. But you saw it.
Just they, oh, mind the security.
There'll be a point of sale system, register.
So we're not open
Outside.
So any access is just pharmacist.
Is there any sterile and non-sterile?
It's licensed pharmacy here.
Record.
So let's say you did license. It makes more sense, the license.
All I need first is.
I wouldn't think like. It's good if they don't have the code. Because I've seen it happen before.
Look at that. We'll send the original manual.
This impression, it's like, yeah, this-
I have that also.
This is what it's like.
I apologize. I didn't know.
typically we roll 10%.
Yeah, no, it needs to be violent.
You don't have to be right there.
Then I hear you. Oh, I do have it in OB.
And now it's happening.
Yeah. So tell me. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Apply for this.
Last read.
Oh, yeah.
Am I missing it? Yes, cities, we're doing here. You just got, that seems wrong. But why don't you say
But then it will, it's just gonna be quieter. I mean, it should be for summer.
Greg, I'm gonna have Rick also sit in with you because he's a little more intimate.
Right, sir.
One of these days.
Behind it, some
Not
man,
today.
they've under-
That's so cool.
Six. I went back to them. He credit. So he was like, well,
Yeah, that might annoy me. Yeah, but that's smaller space and they want to so obviously.
Flower show here.
End of the year.
No, right.
It's like
Dust.
it has a.
Oh, yeah, you gotta send that to me. And I'm like, it's right. I don't think. Right, like, but yeah.
I don't know, neighborhoods. shows what
I think that's.
Yeah, gee.
That's.
Anyway, it's like. For the.
It was my, he was, again, that like, open with the shirt. I think. Not just. It was.
They do. I had the whole reason I had to get.
Three different color.
Never tell you my dad. Some are there.
That's why it's such.
Yeah.
You said that time. I think it's like sometimes. That's not true.
Come back.
Last Don told me.
I did it for. I know, did it. When he went.
Just need to get my.
I do that for real estate.
I do, I posted it up next up pretty good.
I can understand that, like, for real estate. So my neighbor, my
Off that gone,
is like,
actually allowing applications.
I went
For the longest time, but
house. So, but I just thought it was overpriced. Nice house. So now, and then
Pseudo
came up on that street. I thought it was a house for cheap.
the
system.
It was a house that was doing stuff. What that house?
sometime.
A lot of times my neighbors will talk to me about their house. I'm like, I know, no, I'm in there.
Did you ever fix that car? There was bad.
You know about that. And then, you know, the trains, yeah, just like.
I love the auditors see them there.
Yeah, farm. Just.
Yeah. My. So
It's harder now though.
First.
Last.
That's nice something. I don't get a commission.
Last week.
She was, yeah.
Oh, it is, okay.
They can have a rent.
This. This is how you go.
Which is fine. You have to have it for fun.
You have to have it.
You still have, that's still the
You
one.
have to say, oh, you.
If you get X number,
I just.
I don't have it. Get your bro- You can.
I just wanted to show what you were.
Talking about. Carrots.
It's really.
Insurance, and sometimes they will.
Right here. We're gonna be closing that.
I'm broker.
Mining, that ready.
Like.
BJ. So
Just have to- It's just the. I'm in the time.
they're just not. Shop.
I don't like it.
Realize. See how it's full like. Impression. Real. And as you know, I'm not gonna say anything. It's not gonna have to be. Guys.
All that's.
Well, that's.
And then we talk about it.
Not currently.
That is Geo.
Exactly, and that's why. It's kind of followed. It's just a lot of stuff going on.
Thank you.
People say, one is here, going to there. And now we. Liberty, merger, Liberty. And Liberty just.
he's not coming.
Need retail and.
Just in the.
But now it's there. Nurses like. So we're just trying to, I'm trying to get a grasp. I'm trying to go underneath. Yeah. Yes. Well, yeah.
Said he's not coming.
A little stressed out this week, with the selling it.
Make sure they. They're serious about it. They're not going. Oh, they're really chicks, so much you know I noticed about it.
Couple months, yeah.
They have a pseudo pill. The MHA works. On the action. So we're still gonna have that hopefully fade.
Something funny.
She was supposed to come.
Yeah.
But Eddie got coming down.
Great.
Cheers. We're good. Thank you. Do I stay for decision?
Yeah, we'll see.
You don't have to.
Appreciate it.
Back to work, Mr. Okay.
Still have.
Thank you, Greg.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Those are all sort of back on the social. Thank you.
In the matter of Community Health Center, Inc., DBA CHC Pharmacy, New London, what is your pleasure?
A motion to approve as presented.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, abstentions, so moved. Grade A Market of South Danbury LLC, Newtown Road, Danbury. What is your pleasure, sir?
A motion to approve as presented, but noted that Grade A Market of South Danbury LLC will be a DBA operating vehicle.
DBA ShopRite of Danbury. And in that case, Grade A Market of South Danbury LLC, DBA ShopRite of Danbury. What is your pleasure?
Approve as presented.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, abstentions, so moved. Pharmacy relocation, St. Francis RX number 1 from 100 Woodland Street to 114 Woodland Street. What is your pleasure, sir?
Motion to approve as presented.
Do I hear a second?
Sorry.
That's okay. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Abstain. Opposed? Let the record show I abstain from that one. Pharmacy remodels, St. Francis RX number 1, 100 Woodland Street. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve pending receipt of existing pharmacy blueprint at 100.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Opposed? And let the record show I abstain from that one. CVS number 124, Naugatuck, Connecticut.
Motion to approve as presented.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? So moved. CVS number 691, Newington, Connecticut.
Motion to approve as presented.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? So moved. Jewett City Pharmacy, Main Street, Jewett City.
Motion to approve as presented.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? So moved. Hancock Pharmacy and Surgical Center, 840 Main Street in Meriden.
To approve as presented.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? So moved. Very good. Legal. Is Trusted Esquires available? Good morning, Attorney. How are you?
How are you, sir?
Good, thank you. Case number 2025-2284. You can tell us about this case, sir.
Sure, Chairman. Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Respondent in this case is a Connecticut pharmacy investigated following an initial notification of a controlled substance theft or loss on October 23rd, 2025. Such loss was not reported to drug control until October 31st, 2025. Drug control conducted an investigation, which included an interview with the newly hired pharmacy manager. Location. Pharmacy manager indicated that he was appointed the same day as that initial loss report. He subsequently conducted a controlled substance inventory count due to the managerial change. Pharmacy manager further indicated that this location had recently gone, quote, major turnover. Prior to his taking over, they lost several pharmacy technicians due to resignations, medical leave, and vacation. Furthermore, he indicated there was an internal audit in process and he expected many of the substances initially reported as lost that initially reported as lost were not actually missing. That did bear out, as on November 26th, 2025. Pharmacy manager forwarded a finalized DEA 106 form that reported the loss of 132 controlled substances. That was down, I believe, from an initial report of 1,600. It is alleged that the respondent failed to store controlled substances in such a manner as to prevent theft or diversion, and failed to report the loss of, in this case, 132 controlled substances within 72 hours of such discovery. Proposed resolution in this case, counsel for drug control has proposed a settlement in which respondent shall pay a voluntary monetary payment in the amount of $1,500, which has been paid.
Was there any step down in this?
No step down in this case.
And, do any of the commissioners have any questions? I have just a few. Sounds like this poor pharmacy manager stepped into a hornet's nest, right? So was there a lapse between when the previous pharmacy manager, you may not know, left, and then there was no pharmacy manager until this one took over?
Unfortunately, I don't know the answer to that question is in terms of how much, if any, of a gap there might have been.
Didn't sound like there was a clean handshake or clean send off there.
That's what it sounds like.
So this is to the pharmacy and not the pharmacy manager. Any questions from? Hearing none, I'll accept a motion in case number 2025-2284 for the settlement of $1,500. Do I have a motion? Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, abstained. There you go. Case number 2025-1024. What can you tell us about this one, sir?
Sure, Chairman. Respondent in this case is an out-of-state pharmacy holding a non-resident pharmacy license. The investigation was initiated after the department received information indicating that the pharmacy had been sending compounded drugs into Connecticut without the prior approval. For some background, respondent had applied for a non-resident pharmacy license in June of 2023. During the application review, there were communications between the board and one of the owners of the pharmacy regarding whether the pharmacy would engage in compounding. Respondent affirmatively stated that the pharmacy would not. License was approved in August of 2023 on that basis, not be engaging in compounding. May of 2025, drug control became aware that the respondent had in fact been dispensing compounded medications in Connecticut since November of 2023. This came to light when the pharmacy manager contacted the department regarding a relocation. Following an investigation, it's determined that the respondent had dispensed 3,739 prescriptions without authorization. Alleged that the respondent, among other violations, essentially failed to disclose to the department that it was dispensing zero pharmaceuticals into the state. Before jumping to the proposed resolution, if I can just make a couple brief comments on the underlying conduct. I know this goes without saying to the commission, but for everyone else, obviously compounding is inherently high risk. Minor contamination lead to serious harm or even death. Fortunately, in this case, no patients were harmed. Our compounding team at Consumer Protection is extraordinarily skilled, meticulous. I have personally seen the level of care that they apply, ensuring facilities operate safely. And for that reason, it is essential that the state know who is sending compounded products into Connecticut, that we have the ability to ensure that those operations meet appropriate safety standards. Conduct at issue is therefore deeply concerning. That said, Notwithstanding the gravity of the violations in this case, commissioners, respondent has, by my observation, handled the aftermath responsibly and accepted accountability, operated fully throughout the enforcement process, immediately ceased they immediately ceased dispensing compounded products into the state once the issue surfaced. I would also note, moreover, they have since created a full-time compliance team staffed by 6 full-time employees. And as I'll note in a moment, they have acted promptly to satisfy the initial monetary obligations under the proposed agreement. So as to that proposed agreement, Council of Drug Control in this case proposes a settlement. The respondent will make a voluntary monetary payment of $250,000 payable in 6 monthly installments. The largest of those installments, $75,000, paid last week as a good faith demonstration following finalization of the agreement. In addition, I believe the last payment is scheduled to be made in November this year. In addition, 2 major components. One is that monetary payment. The second is a restriction period or a freeze period. Respondent will be subject to a restriction period dating back from May 2025, when this issue came to light, June 1st of 2027, next year, during which it may neither dispense compounded drugs into Connecticut, which it hasn't been, nor apply for approval to do so. That is the proposed agreement by House for Drug Control.
Questions, commissioners? Commissioner Aguante.
Thank you. And thank you for that summary. I have a question. So after this restriction period has passed, will they have to have another 797 inspection of their facility to make sure all the HVAC and the sterility and everything is in date? Is that a requirement of this?
I believe so. Yes, it's definitely.
Any other questions for Attorney Ayala?
So maybe I missed this when you were talking about, how did it happen in person? Oversight? Paperwork?
Yes, it was brought up to administrative miscommunication internally on the respondent side. An individual involved in licensing at the time made this error. My understanding, this individual is no longer still working for the pharmacy, but is no longer involved in the licensing side of things. But this was, yes, chalked up to administrative error or miscommunication.
Hearing none, I'll accept the motion to accept the settlement as discussed in case 2025-1024.
Chairman, I
was going to recuse myself at the.
I forgot to note that.
It's okay, I'll take care of
Chairman
it.
DeFazio did act as a step.
Do I have a motion? Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Let the record show that I abstained from the vote. I was the step down commissioner in that case. Thank you, Julie.
May I approach?
You may, sir. Thank you, sir. Let's call up the other one. Thanks, Brad. Appreciate it very much.
Thank you.
Continuing with our legal, Attorney Ando. just two.
Two cases, yes, I do apologize.
So, for the record, good morning, Attorney Endo, how are you?
Morning.
Happy Father's Day.
Thank you very much. You too.
For the record, case number 2026-543 has been stricken from the agenda to be addressed at a later. So we will begin with case 2026-103. What can you tell us about this case, Attorney Endo?
Connecticut pharmacy that was investigated following notice from the respondent of a theft or loss at the location. It's also alleged that the respondent failed to report this loss, only within 72 hours required. Definitely straightforward. It was obviously a loss that also includes a failure to secure the drugs to prevent loss or diversion. There were approximately 500 tablets involved here, not recovered. But ultimately, there was no satisfactory resolution where what specifically happened to the drugs at issue. It was certainly an attempt to determine that. There was an investigation for several weeks. The notification itself is approximately 3 weeks after the loss occurred. So at that point, it began cycle counts and attempting to reconcile their records so that they could, from that point forward, have an accurate count. But that ultimately it could determine what caused it. So Council for Drug Control proposes a settlement in which respondent shall pay a voluntary monetary payment, $1,000, which has been paid. No indication that recurrence of this, as far as Council for Drug Control knows, there's ongoing cycle counts for the drugs at issue, but no indication that there's some other loss or diversion problem to that.
Is there any other losses or issues with this pharmacy in the past?
Not with this drug type. There's been other losses in the past that were other drug types, but I think
It's exactly 500 tablets.
it was roughly 500 tablets. It was, I believe the notification was for about 504. I think after audits and reconciliations, it was in the 520s total that was outlined with the.
Do we know what the drug is?
We do know what the drug is. This is Lorazepam. I'm sorry, lorazepam, I believe.
Any other questions for Attorney Endo? Hearing none, I'll accept a motion for the settlement of $3,000 in case number 2026-103. Do I have a motion? Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, abstentions, so moved. Attorney Endo, what can you tell us about case 2026-202, sir?
Respondent in this case is a Connecticut pharmacy. It's investigated following a consumer complaint alleging a prescription error. So the scenario is that this individual went to the pharmacy, picked up their prescription, dispensed to the parent of the patient, administered to patient who minor reactions, including hives. So as far as the department is aware, no significant adverse medical effects. However, there was an adverse reaction in the form of hives, at which point patient's parents looked at the bottle, determined that it was for the patient, the wrong medication, went back to the pharmacy. Say, most of this information is revealed about different patient, reality breach. Pharmacy was immediately responsive. The pharmacist took measures, including calling the provider for responsibility, apologized to the patient, and dispensed the appropriate drug. We're talking about two different antibiotics here. So the one's a listed allergy, but the listed side effects wasn't catastrophic. So ultimately, it was determined that this was an error related to a pharmacy job and reconstituted two bottles side by side of very similarly antibiotics. As they reconstituted antibiotics, the pharmacist, when attempting to verify, not distinguish the difference between similar with on and then just placed into the bag. Fair, although this is a little bit of a subjective assessment, I think it would be fair to say the pharmacy intern was pretty mortified and will probably be considerably more aware of this in the future. It was a pretty dramatic experience for them. And similarly, the staff pharmacist is engaged in quite a bit of training everyone at pharmacy and a lot of discussions about both medication errors, dispensing errors, and confidentiality. So counsel for drug control here is proposing a settlement in which respondent shall pay a voluntary monetary payment in the amount of $1,500, which has been paid.
Any questions for Attorney Andrew?
Do you think that there's going to be further action taken by family?
I'm not in a position to know. I'm not sure that I would be in a position to disclose it if I did, but I'm not in a position to know.
But to your point, Commissioner Taylor, which I'll get to with the first-time managers, this is where a quality assurance report, complete report is incredibly important if that next step does take place. So thank you for bringing that up.
And this staff pharmacist, just for the record, did perform a quality assurance review, appropriate documentation, called the provider. He did the things you would hope to see other than.
And there was no step down in this case, correct? No step down. Okay. Case 2026-202, I'll take a motion to accept the settlement as described. Do I hear a second? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? That's so moved. Anything else, Attorney Ando?
Not this time, and back to meeting approach with signatures.
Thanks, sir. Thank you, Michael. Have a good day. Okay, moving on from legal. So Troy is off this week. Troy Rupp, our Director of Drug Control. So I'm going to present on his behalf because we've been working on this for quite a while. The request is for CE credits of 2 hours for a program that we're going to call First Time Managers Training. It's going to be put on by the Department of Consumer Protection, Drug Control Division. The commissioners have all received a link and the different modules that are involved, the 10 modules. It's something that we've talked about for quite a while, and it's great to see it come to fruition. You heard some punitive issues in pharmacies, but we're really here for educational purposes to try to make sure that pharmacists and pharmacy managers are equipped to get the job done. Unfortunately, sometimes it doesn't happen. So my first time manager speech was looked at, put into modules. We added things to it, and the 10 modules will equal 2 hours of continuing education credits for first time managers. As of now, and you'll hear me for the first time say this to the first time managers, it will be strongly encouraged to take these 2 hours of CE because it covers a lot more than I go over. But there are 10 different modules in it that can be changed as laws and regulations and statutes change. We can change one of the modules and then continue on with the education. So on behalf of Troy, his team that did a phenomenal job with it, and the department, I'm asking the commission for approval for 2 hours of CE on the first time managers training program. Do any of the commissioners have any questions or concerns over it?
So just to say that I think this is kind of codifies
It does.
everything that we've been doing and promoting. And I'd like to see it become.
That's right. And it may in the future.
Yeah, too.
Right. So I will make a motion to accept the department's request for continuing education. Do I have a second? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? So moved. Very good. Now, to put that all into effect, first-time managers, if you're a first-time manager, could you please come on up? You can just stand right behind there. 2, 3, 4, 2. Yeah. This is where my linguistics, I butcher all your names, okay, so I apologize ahead of time. Just let me know you're here. Sharon Chantrani. I can say that with an H. Kwesi Foster. Is it Kwesi or Kwesi?
Quessy.
Kwesi, thank you. Manish Manik. Manish. Adam Mastroianni. Thank you, Adam. Eva Michaelak. Thank you. So here in Connecticut, other boards don't do this. We like to have all our first-time managers come forward. And one of the first things I did when I became the chairman is I moved a lot of our agenda so that you can hear it. The first-time managers should be first on the agenda. I did it on purpose because you can hear some of the pitfalls, some of the things that take place as a first-time manager. And you can say to yourself, oh, geez, I better not do that, or I gotta look out for that. So like you just heard me say, and as soon as it's available, I strongly encourage you to take the 2 hours of CE. It is CE, which is great because you'll get 2 hours of it. And it's a module that'll cover almost everything that is involved in your responsibility as a first-time manager. I'm going to go over some stuff that we see quite often, but I encourage you, please, to do the CE. All right. I know the pressure in the workplace, especially I'm looking here. Most of you work for very large stores, except Adam, you're at an independent, it looks like. And there's a lot of pressure. And we understand that workplace environment can get very, very hard. And an efficient manager can really calm the seas. So I'm going to just go over some of the things that we see upon inspections. How many hours a week minimum? 35. And it's important because think about a large chain may be open over 70 hours a week. You know, if you're going to oversee that pharmacy, you better be a full-time employee of that pharmacy to oversee it because it may be closed 20 hours when you're not there, right? So that's important, 35 hours a week now. Make sure your CEs are up to date. Make sure your technicians' CEs are up to date if they have a specialty. We've been very sympathetic and waiving CEs in the past, but we're not going to do that going forward. Last couple of years, we got a lot more restrictive of that. So there's no reason why in today's world with all the digital that's available that you can't get your CEs done on time. And how many CEs do you need? How many have to be live? And how many have to be law? Very good. Tech ratios, 2 to 1, 3 to 1 if they're nationally certified, 4 to 1 from the months of October the 1st to the April 1st.
Yes, for the flu season.
For flu season, if that technician is trained in immunization, you can have up to 4. And soon you'll be able to have 5 because an advanced tech is coming out very soon in Connecticut. And the advanced tech is going to can do a lot of things that a pharmacist can do, have a more important role in the pharmacy, and they won't count against your ratios. So you can go up to 5 to 1 during flu season and up to 4 to 1 if it's an advanced tech that has passed all the certification that needs to be with the advanced tech. Right. So keep an eye out for that. Diversion, you heard diversion today. Even if it's 1 tablet, if it's missing, how fast do you have to let drug control know? Within 72 hours, even if it's 1 tablet. You got to let us know within 72 hours. You know, some of the tricks of the trades with diversion, I just got back from the National Association of Board of Pharmacy meeting in Boston. Diversion is rampant. It's amazing what goes out there. Know the logistics of how your drug gets there too. The diversion that takes place from the van or the truck being delivered in there. I'll tell you a story that it's kind of astonishing, but so you know, there was a diversion case that started in Canada. Hundreds of millions of dollars of drugs they got from the United States pharmacies, sending out phony recall letters to the pharmacy. They send out phony recall letters. They told you to put it in a box that somebody would come and pick it up. So as a pharmacist, you see a recall letter, first thing you're gonna do, well, it's adulterant, I gotta grab it, put it in a box, so they got caught finally, but hundreds of millions of, so understand all the logistics of the recalls, make sure it's accurate, how the drugs get to you. There's been delivery drivers, the stories are incredible, leaving the keys in the van, and the van disappears while they're delivering the product into your pharmacy. So just understand the whole logistics of how the drugs get there, because understanding the process will help you alleviate any diversion that takes place at that level. The prescription monitoring program, make sure you follow that. Make sure all your diabetic goods are being recorded in PMP. We've had a few cases where, and you can't blame the computer, because you can't blame the computer system. It's up to you to make sure that those NDCs get into the PMP program. So as it gets uploaded, when you check the next day, just make sure all your diabetic products are also uploaded to PMP. And it's important because if one of your patients, when you're closed, needs to go to another pharmacy for insulin or syringes or for strips or something, that pharmacist will know what to dispense because it's in PMP. Misfills, we hate to talk about misfills. It's terrible that it happens, but if it does, make sure you have a full report. Do not sweep it under the rug. Have a full report, notify the patient, notify the physician, notify the pharmacy. Make sure you write up a report on how you'll prevent it from happening again. Because I can assure you months later, someone's going to come in and ask about it. And it's going to be your word against theirs unless you have a full report right now. Okay. Can't believe I have to say this, but it has occurred. When drug control agents come into your pharmacy, you must allow them in the pharmacy. You can't say, come back another day. Now you can't possibly know who all the drug control agents are. So verify, say, well, can I see your credentials? If you don't know that, then let them in, but you do have to let them in. Okay. You can't say, no, come back another day. We've had issues with early closings or pharmacies being closed. If your pharmacy is going to close early, if your pharmacy has an unexpected closing, if your pharmacy hours change and aren't going to follow the hours that are posted, that have been told to drug control, it's up to you to let the department know that. Because it's important for patients to know where they're going to be able to pick up their prescriptions if you're going to close, and what remedies you made to make sure that they can get their scripts elsewhere. Okay, so don't leave it to your bosses if you work for a big chain or, do it yourself. Okay, you're the pharmacy manager. And it happens, if somebody calls in sick or if you're on vacation, or if it happens and you have to close early, let the record keeping. You heard how important record keeping was today. That's why those cases. Make sure you do your inventories. Make sure you keep your perpetual inventories. Like at our stores, every Saturday we adjudicated all our perpetual inventories because it was our slowest day of the week. Pick a day of the week and make sure that it matches what your inventory says. And if it doesn't, figure it out. If something's missing, report it as soon as you can. Pharmacy training manual, make sure your tech manual is signed and up to date. It's a thing that we see very often. I know when you get really busy, it's something that's easily overlooked, but just give yourself a little tickler on a schedule, or you guys have it all digitally. We used to do it on our calendars, but just hey, I got to make sure our pharmacy training manual is up to date and that it's been signed correctly. You know about the opioid stickers that need to go on any opioid that's dispensed. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Commissioner Iguate to tell you a little bit about the MedWatch program.
Thank you, Chairman. Congratulations on your leadership promotions to manager. It looks like most of you, except one, work for some pretty big companies, and I'm sure they have a way of talking to you about recalls and things like that. But as lifelong learners and registered pharmacists, it's your responsibility to stay current on those things. So we recommend that you sign up for the US MedWatch program, and they'll send out push emails to you for any products that are reports from the fields, concerns, different manufacturing issues. There's been issues with Chinese manufactured syringes that do not distribute deliver the entire dose. So things like this, that way you can continue to be that great source of information for the patients you serve and the providers you work with. That's pretty much it for me, unless you have any questions.
Any questions from any of the commission? Ms. Young, eager. Then I just want to add a few more things. Make sure that all your techs and your clerks have name tags. Make sure your clerks are registered as clerks. Your techs are registered for name tags or an issue sometimes. Join your associations. I can't stress this enough. Connecticut Pharmacy Association, APHA, NCPA. If you have a specialty that you like in pharmacy and they have an association, join the association. I can't tell you how important it is and how much I learned. And I know a lot of members on this board learn from their associations, not only from the governance standpoint, because you have to get involved, because if you don't get involved, governance will do it without your input, and you want your input there. So just get involved in your associations. It's very, very important. Keep your pharmacies orderly and clean. We do write up pharmacies and we find pharmacies if there's drugs are laid all over the ground, expired drugs are mixed with non-expired drugs. Make sure your pharmacies are orderly and clean, and that your prescription records are put away, or digitally at least put away, and in order and easily retrievable, right? With that, I want to talk to you just a little bit about the Haven Health Program. It's a program that's been set up specifically for pharmacists and pharmacy interns. If you know of someone that's impaired or suffering from mental health, burnout, substance abuse, or if yourself, if you need help, the Haven program is completely anonymous, and they've done a great job with the people they've worked with. You can choose something else. There is a cost associated with it. But it's been a great tool for those that need it. I just wanted to tell you about it, let you know that there's something there specifically for pharmacists if you need it. And with that, I'll leave you with, do no harm, use good judgment. Just remember that sometimes company policy is not state policy. So your boss may tell you to do something, but it better be state policy too. All right. Any other questions? Very good. Back to work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Time manager. Checked out. Reciprocity. Commissioner Lynn.
Chairman. Well, for the month of June, we had 12 applicants this month. I did review the applications and they are all complete. So with that, I will make a motion to approve all the applications.
Do I hear a second for the reciprocity report? Do I, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? So moved. Very good. And now the Commissioner in Guante show begins. The request for new non-resident pharmacy applications. These are completely new applications to the state, correct?
Right. Okay, thank you, Chairman. I want to call your attention this time. We're seeing some interesting things. Some more GLP-1 compounding, and those have been referred over to drug control. As far as the new ones go, there's actually 2 others that are in the second section. So Aspen Pharmacies and Healthwell are really first-time reviews. And you all got my complete report with all the details in it. Aspen, we are going to deny because we need clarification of the model. It appears to me that this might be a spoke from a hub and spoke model, as they have no medications on site. However, they want to do non-sterile compounding. So we just need a clarification of what's actually going on in that pharmacy. But aside from that, also, let's see, Castanoa Health System in Scottsdale also appears that it might be a shared service pharmacy or MTM, as they have no medications on site. So we just need a clarification, but you have the rest of my content in the complete report, and that concludes for the first time review.
Hear what's before the commission. Do I have a motion to accept?
Move.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? So moved. Moving on to non-resident applications with additional information. These are applications that were originally denied, needed more information, and now will come back.
Correct. We've all seen these before, and there are 5, starting with the John's Pharmacy and then ending with V Care. The first 2, John's Pharmacy and the Care Pharmacy, those are again GLP-1 compounding pharmacies. So I have denied those and they have been referred to drug control for review. The other 3 did provide the missing information, and I recommend that we approve them.
You heard what's before the commission. Do I have a motion to accept? Do I hear a second? Second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? So moved. And moving on to a request for non-sterile compounding services.
Right, and the one that we have is Jay's Pharmacies from Draper, Utah, and they submitted a 795 inspection, and everything is complete and in order. And I recommend that we approve that addition of services for that pharmacy.
Do I have a motion to accept the non-sterile compounding services of Jake's Pharmacy? Do I hear a second? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Very good. I just a comment, and Commissioner Guante brought it up. There's over 600 med spas in the state of Connecticut, and many of them get compounded GLPs, and many of them come from out of state. So it is a focus of the department, and it's a big focus of this commission going forward. So GLP-1 compounding pharmacies will be referred to drug control before they're approved, just to make sure that they're not already being sent in our state without a license. It's an issue. It's an issue that I've talked to the FDA about, and it's widespread. So Connecticut will look into it to make sure that out-of-state pharmacies are following the rules that we have in the state of Connecticut. And Commissioner Guante, I know, spends a lot of time on this, and we've streamlined, thank you, Gina, and the department, streamlined the applications, but there's a lot that goes into approving these out-of-state pharmacies. It's not just rubber stamping. It's a real big approval process. So we're doing the best we can at it, and don't take it for granted. That's just for the record. Okay, moving on. Did I do it, Mayor? Did I get you out? Yeah. Approval of Commission of Pharmacy meetings for May 27th. Hopefully everyone had a chance to take a look at them. Any omissions, corrections, changes need to be made? Hearing none, I'll accept a motion for the minutes of last month. Right here, second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, so moved. Do I have a motion for adjournment? I will second it. All in favor, say aye. Opposed. So moved. Have a great day, everyone. Oh, minutes to spare. Woo.
You know.